Ladies and gentlemen, now today we're going to be taking 5-star Cull Obsidian up to rank 5 and also showcasing some crazy maxed out gameplay in both Act 6 and also the brand new variant as well. So Cull Obsidian, man, at rank 4, it's just so silly, but at rank 5 he kind of reaches a new level of insanity when it comes to the damage output, and it just makes him such a titan for so many different paths in the brand new variant and also Act 6 as well. This first matchup is an Act 6 Iron Man Infinity War in the second quest, but you can see, man, he is just absolutely tearing him apart, and you know, we've barely started this match so far, but we got a 36k crit on the final hit of that heavy attack, man. So damn ridiculous there, and then a heavy attack followed by a special one to finish it. So yeah, we're going to dive very deep into 5-star rank 5 Cull Obsidian today after a quick word from the sponsors of the channel. Raid Shadow Legends is a brand new collection RPG game that has an amazing storyline, some awesome 3D graphics, giant boss fights, and more than 400 champions that you can collect and customize. The amazing thing is that this game will remind you of the classical RPG and strategy games, of the title's presentation and stories being comparable to AAA console releases, with the added bonus that it's now on your phone and also free to download and play. You can enjoy crazy battles and events that will keep you hooked for hours, and see how crazy this level of detail is, man. They've done a really great job on the design of this one. The game is growing super fast and expects to see a huge update this month, including the highly anticipated Faction Wars mode, which is going to be pure fun for new players. Thanks to Raid, you can go to the video description, click on the special links, and you will instantly get 50,000 silver and a free epic champion as part of the new player program. Good luck, and I'll see you there. Cheers, lads. Now, I want to start off by showing you how Cull Obsidian ramps up in variants. So we're in Chapter 3, Quest number 2. So we've got Vulture, we've got Spider-Gwen here, and then we've got Sabretooth Red Skull, and also Stark Enhanced Spider-Man. So some really good matchups, but because Spider-Gwen is the second opponent, we need to get to 5 charges to evade. And if you've got Ebony Maw and also Proxima Midnight or Corvus Glaive, you can get 5 charges on the first fight. If it's a tech champion, you don't lose your combo, and you also knock them out with Rout. So what we're doing on the Vulture matchup here is we're saving Rout toward the end of the fight, building up to the special 3, so we can dash back, trigger Rout, get that huge damage bonus off it, and kind of knock Vulture out with the special 3 there. So we've got Rout, we're just going to go in for a standard 5 combo now, just to be a bit safe and make sure we have the reach to knock him out. We nail the perfect damage bonus, and again, these are variant level opponents, man. They're very beefy, anywhere between about 150,000 to 200,000 hit points generally. But as you can see, even that first fight, man, was at a pretty good time on Vulture. He went down really quickly. We didn't have to, you know, spend ages like beating into that dude. That was a really quick and efficient fight, and we met the criteria to get 4 persistent charges, which immediately ramps us up to 5, which means we can go into the Spider-Gwen matchup, and now Thanos' favorite at the start is going to counter evade and allow us to kind of bypass that mechanic completely on the provision that we do stay aggressive here. So I'm trying to attack into Spider-Gwen here using a medium heavy attack combo. Just build up those armor breaks, because really the armor breaks are where you see the big increase of damage with Cull Obsidian here. We're just staying very aggressive. As you can see, all these evades are failing, which is a really good time. And then we go in for one more 5 combo, finish with a special 2 here, and even without using Rout or really stacking up the armor breaks high, Spider-Gwen just gets absolutely destroyed. So a really decent matchup there for Cull Obsidian. Now, as well as being able to counter evade, a big perk of this champion is if you have max points in the Despair Mastery, you can get a very effective heal block or strong heal mitigation with all of these armor breaks, which, as you can see, man, are very quick and very easy to stack up. So in 8 hits, we've pretty much got Sabretooth to a point where he can't really regenerate, and then after 7 stacks of armor break, he gets absolutely no regeneration at all. total, and then we can just absolutely smack this lad up. So it's a really, really good time, but I think here we're just baiting out a special 1, going in for a combo there, going for the special 2. We got 12 stacks of armor break. So yeah, without even using route, man, just so much overkill there. A really, really good time. This 5-star rank 5 Cull Obsidian, I just can't wait to take him out in Act 6.2, man, because I think some of the chapters and nodes he's going to be absolutely insane for. However, 2 really, really crazy fights here. He is such a good matchup for Red Skull, because Red Skull is really annoying with all those armor buffs which provide, you know, damage back and crit resistance. But you can see you just strip him down, man, and nuke this lad down, and it's a really, really good time. That was just a handful of heavy attacks, 16 hits total, and we absolutely ruined a 40,000 Red Skull. So yeah, once you get this dude really above 5 stacks, man, he's absolutely amazing, but at 10 stacks, he's just an unstoppable force of nature that hits like a friggin' freight train, boys. So we've got Stark Enhanced Spider-Man here, and again, because of Thanos' favor being over 5, Stark Enhanced Spider-Man cannot evade us. We chain on the special 1 after a heavy attack there, and just absolutely ruin that dude in 14 hits, and that was a 40,000, well over 100k 5-star version of Stark Enhanced Spider-Man invariant, so you know, it's a pretty good way to deal with that fight. Now, next up, I decided to take on the Aggression Regeneration Path in Variant 2-2. So the first matchup was Diablo Man. That one was a little bit long. It was about, you know, 70 or so hits. Just didn't have a really great one, so I decided to skip that and go straight to Hela. Unfortunately, we made a little bit of a mistake because this one does also have Limber as well. So it's a little bit annoying because I can't throw the medium and then get the heavy attack. So we're just going for a straight nuke here. 4 stacks of armor break. We threw off the special 2. Hela's indestructible triggers, so now we've just got to avoid a special 2 and really finish this last off. So yeah, a fairly clean dodge on the special 2 there. We dive back in, finish Hela off, and it's a pretty damn good time. Now, I think the next 3 matchups are just a really good showcase of some fights where Cull Obsidian can really, really shine. So we've got Luke Cage, Mr. Sinister, and also Medusa. So Luke Cage, he's immune to bleed, and a lot of champions in this game do rely on bleed. So having a champion that doesn't need to bleed is, you know, just such a good advantage in this matchup. And also in the opening combo, while Luke Cage has his indestructible, you know, the first combo isn't really doing too much. It's building up those stacks of armor break. So yeah, it's really good because once you get above really 6 stacks of armor break, that's when you start to see the really, really big damage of Cull Obsidian. And we use the special 1 timing there just to activate Rout, and now we can smack into this lad and absolutely decimate him. So at the moment, as you can see, we've only got 5 charges of Thanos' favor as well, so not even the full 100% attack bonus there, and we absolutely murdered that Luke Cage, man. He died so quickly, and he has 150,000 hit points, man. As far as champions go, that was a relatively beefy Luke Cage. Then next up we have Mr. Sinister. So Mr. Sinister is known for his regeneration healing on critical hits, and the great thing about Cull Obsidian again is that despair synergy with all of the armor breaks as well. So if you keep applying those, that's going to heavily mitigate and also cancel out the regeneration effectively. So yeah, it's just really, really good for this matchup. And also Mr. Sinister, via his special 1, only transfers damaging debuffs from him over to the opponent and cannot transfer armor breaks. So yeah, that's another really great thing about this champion as well. Looking actually quite closely at Mr. Sinister now, I can see it's not fully cancelling out the regeneration on crits, but it's cancelling out like a good 90% of it. So a little bit of a weird one there. I don't know how Mr. Sinister still got a bit of regeneration through. Maybe a node or something, but still 20 hits, man. Made it a very, very easy job. So substantially better than a Corvus Glaive in the Mr. Sinister matchup. Another fantastic matchup for Cull Obsidian is in the Medusa matchup, and this is kind of for 2 reasons primarily. And the first one is that Cull Obsidian, when he has Thanos' favor or route active, completely ignores the auto block mechanic. But also, even if you do run out of like Thanos' favor or the route and it's on cooldown, or you don't have the special 3 to get Thanos' favor again, what you can do is just heavy counter Medusa. She's one of those champions that is very easy in like Alliance War and stuff. buff, the heavy counter. So yeah, you can just absolutely wreck her, but again, a very, very easy matchup. There's a lot of firepower to deal with Medusas with this guy once you got a few charges, so that, you know, it wasn't really anything. And then we got the final boss, Superior Iron Man, so we just want to stack up the armor breaks and absolutely nuke this dude. This guy has, I believe, about 250,000 hit points, so about 250,000 there. Very, very beefy lad as far as the hit points are concerned. You can see he's got about 50,000 power index as well, but again, this is a pretty straightforward matchup for Cull Obsidian. I think here maybe I should have gone in for a cheeky little special 2, but I think I was trying to be greedy here and get the route and then going for a special 2. So we lost a couple of stacks of armor break here, but we still got 7 for that smash out, man, and it was still, you know, very, very easy to destroy in 31 hits. So yeah, when it comes to Variant Man, once you get past literally like that first fight, he's just an absolute god tier beast. Now, these are a couple of mutant matchups from the mutant path, and I believe it's 2.3 of the new variant, and I made some mistakes, man. I made some big mistakes, but both of them have a pretty clutch recovery. All of these mutants have, like, what is it, 125% additional attack, so they hit very, very hard if you mess up. We messed up big time at the start of this Nightcrawler one, but luckily we've got 6 charges, so we can have a really, really strong comeback there. So yeah, it's a really good time, man. You can see Nightcrawler is just straight in the bin once you have that determination with Cull Obsidian. Directly after Nightcrawler is Emma Frost, and you know, this maybe wasn't the best idea to go in with 11% health, but I wanted to see if I could armor break her, because as soon as you armor break Emma Frost, then you get rid of all of her diamond form mechanics, and she stays in her normal form, and then she's very, very flimsy and easy to deal with. And because the armor breaks last so long as well, you can keep her in this form for a very, very long time, man. So that's a pretty good time. I'm trying to be fairly greedy here and activate Route. We just about get it, but we get the Heimdall synergy to save us here, lads. We dodge the special one. We go back into Emma Frost, fire off a special 2 here. We've got the bonus damage from Route, and we get Emma Frost down. So that one was sloppy, but it worked, lads. We won and she didn't. So the bottom line result is all that counts. Now, to round out today's rank up and gameplay video, I want to showcase a few pretty cool fights in Act 6. So first up, we've got Havoc, and this is in the final chapter of Act 6.1, and this is only the second fight in, so we've only got 3 persistent charges at the moment. We can only gain 2 from the first fight. However, I really like Cull Obsidian versus Havoc. He's definitely not the best option, but he's a pretty good counter, just because you can really take advantage of Havoc's heavy attack animation, and as long as you slam him when he's kind of like either at the pinnacle of his jump or just about to come down, you can always smash him for a really, really nice heavy counter there. So just kind of holding block and pushing him towards a special 2 is a really good way to deal with this matchup, because then we can get him to use all of his charges. So you can see he's got 9 prowess at the moment, but no stacks of plasma. However, we are critting him a fair bit now, so his plasma, you know, it's going up and up and up, but we're still managing to do really, really well. We haven't taken any plasma damage, and we are over 50% down on this lad. We bait out a special 2, which is great because he dumps 5 more plasma charges to convert them into prowess. So yeah, so far this one's going really, really well. However, if this was a later matchup where we had anywhere between like 7 to 10 persistent charges, he would be down already, because we'd have a lot more damage via the armor breaks. But here we fire off a special 2, we take the first damage from plasma detonation, and then because the special 2 has the guaranteed stun, we can bypass the Act 5 node just by throwing a heavy attack straight away there. So that's a pretty good time, but overall you can see this is a really, really stacked, almost 200k Havoc there, and even with very little persistent charges, we've managed to deal with this fight, really take minimal damage for a Havoc matchup. So while Cull Obsidian isn't the absolute best counter to Havoc, as you can see, as long as you got a few charges, man, he's going to work really, really well. And again, that would be a much different and much more quicker fight if we did have 7 or 10 stacks of persistent charge there. However, that Havoc is very, very early on in the quest. Now that Havoc's down, it's time to showcase one of the True Strike matchups. So Heimdall, when he's just in a quest like this and doesn't have the parry mastery and can't stun off his auto block, you know, he's he's not really too much of a problem, but when it comes to modes like PvP and any future nodes where Heimdall might have parry, like Cull Obsidian is just good for immediately getting rid of that auto block and smashing that lad down. You can see there, now that we've got like 5 persistent charges, man, seems to be the magical place where Cull Obsidian just goes to crazy levels, just because you have a lot more reliability on that armor break applying. Next up, I've got a couple of fights on the most annoying path, or one of the most annoying paths when it comes to 100% 6.1. So this is a Mesmerize Limber Mordo. Now, watching this matchup back, I'm thinking I could have just played Mordo regularly. I could have stunned him at the start because I'm going to be ignoring his Astral Evade anyway. So yeah, learn from my mistakes and do better is essentially the moral of the story there. But you can see we failed 2 Mesmerize Evades there, which is a really nice time. We're going to activate Route now and then smash into this lad. So we don't really have much time on Thanos' favor. I'm going for a bit of a cheeky backdraft there. We fire off the special 2, absolutely cracking this boy down now. However, I'm trying to stay really aggressive just so we can get a little bit more value out of Thanos' favor, and it does expire here, so I'm at the mercy of RNGesus to pull me through and win this one. However, man, that's pretty good. That's pretty good because this Mordo is really annoying. He's one of the most annoying fights when it comes to Act 6.1, so that was still a pretty triumphant kill. Also on this path as well, if you thought Modok was fun, there's also a Mesmerize Modok. So this Modok has a chance to evade and stun, but because of the Thanos' favor buffs, as long as we have that initial buff from the start, Modok cannot evade and cannot auto block as well. So we quickly activate Route now that we've got 6 stacks of armor break just to get a bit of burst damage here. One combo and he's down to 54%, a second one and he's in Assassin's range, ready to finish off for that special one. So yeah, it's really good seeing Act 6 opponents on the hardest path, man, just drop like this, because these opponents were so annoying when I did my 100% live stream. Overall, I'm super happy with the performance of my maxed out Cull Obsidian, and I'm really interested to see this champion, not only in Act 6.2, but in all sorts of future content. Like, he's got so much damage that he really does have a very high ceiling for the future. But anyway, if you did enjoy today's video, please do smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen. That'd be greatly appreciated. Once again, a massive thank you to our sponsors, Raid Shadow Legends. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.